Welcome back everyone to part 28 of my Animal Crossing New Horizons series. In the last episode, we got a new villager to our island and I think she'll be moving in this one. In this episode, I'm mainly gonna go ahead and add some new bridges to the island as well as try to see if I can terraform the island a bit more. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some work done before we end out this episode. It also seems like we have Leaf in our island, which is pretty helpful. I'm definitely going to go ahead and buy some shrubs as well as plants from him offline. But definitely it is much easier to have him here rather than going to Harvey's island. This reminds me that I did actually complete my loan for the last room. So I think we have another new room today. After all, the storage was full once again and I really needed an extra room. This time we have a room upstairs which is going to be pretty huge, and I think I'll be going ahead and turning it into the master bedroom. I do have quite a few items to actually place right here, so I might actually go ahead and do that right now. Well, there we go. Not too much, but there are a couple different items that are still downstairs. So I might be able to move them around a bit and see if they look good in this room. There we go, this is the final room, and as you can see I did add a few items which I was able to buy. This is what it will be until I decide to move around the stuff again. Anyway, let's move on and check out the shop first, see if there are any more items that we can buy for today, and then visit the resident services building to start our terraforming. Now, while visiting my shop, I realized that I had actually moved it and it's pretty far from my current location. Now, this might be the case even after I complete my terraforming, but let's see how that goes. Now that we are here in the shop, I'm gonna quickly go ahead and see if I can buy anything. I don't think I have anything too much to buy other than this tapestry right here, so I'm quickly gonna buy it. There is a shop in Harvey's Island where we can actually change the design on this tapestry, so I think I might do that at some point, at least once I do get that shop opened. There you go, I'm gonna buy this one as well. The rest of these items I think I already have at my home, so I don't think I need another one of those. I'm quickly gonna go ahead and check the cabinet right here for the different wallpapers and flooring, and we can go from there. Ooh, alright, today we have the pink crown wall. This is one of the variation of the wallpaper that I was trying to find, and finally I think I have all of them. Hopefully, I think I have the brown, black, pink one as well as the blue one. Let me know in the comment section if there are any other color for the crown wallpaper which I might be actually missing. Now that we have everything done here in the shop, I'll make my way out and let's see what we can actually do. While running around, I did find Peanut's house right here, which is now going to be Freya's house. So Freya was the new villager that we did invite in the last episode. Hopefully she'll be here in the next day when I do time travel. We also have a message bottle with wooden chair DIY, which I already have. So that was kind of useless. I think I can still go ahead and sell this DIY off to get some more bells. After completing a bit more of my daily task, I decided to finally go to Resident Services building. Right here, Tom Nook does have a dialogue on the loan completion. And as usual, we do have the new loan coming up. But this time we do have a bit more customization on our house, which is pretty cool. But I'll wait for the house to be complete, that is having the basement as well, before I start customizing. There are a couple of Nook Mile tasks that you can actually complete by customizing your house. But I think you do have to have all 4 or 5 rooms already available before you can actually customize it. Either way, let me quickly check out Nook's Stop before we move on. As usual, I'm just checking out for the fence DIY recipes. In this case, both of them are not something I'm looking for, so I'm not gonna buy them. Going to Nook shopping. Hopefully, I'll be able to find an item that I can actually buy from here, whether it's seasonal or not. In this case, we have the luxury car. I don't really have the bells right now, but I think I have it in my bank, so let me check it out. As for the other items, unfortunately we don't really have the music I'm still looking for, which, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm looking for KK Bubblegum, which is one of my favorite music in this game. Let me know in the comment section which is your favorite music for Animal Crossing. After all, we do have quite a few, and I definitely have to say KK Bubblegum is my favorite. Alright, there we go. The loan this time is pretty heavy, but I think I will be still able to afford the luxury car, so let me buy that one. Offline, I'll go ahead and collect more bells. Maybe in the next episode, I will try to have enough to complete the loan itself. If not, we can still wait for a couple more episodes before we get the basement. Alright, I think that's all on Nook's stop. Let's quickly go ahead and talk to Tom Nook as well to go ahead and build a bridge or incline. I'm thinking more of a bridge in this episode. After all, we do need a bridge at the entrance of this island, which is a path that I commonly take. So I think having a bridge right there would definitely help. Alright, let's check out the list of bridges that we can actually buy. In this case, I am not sure if I want any of these. I mean, the stone bridge looks good, but it does not go with my theme. The red Zen bridge though looks definitely cool. So does the Zen bridge. Both of them cost the same, but I think the red one does kind of stand out a bit more. Now, if you're going for a forest theme for your island, I would definitely recommend the Zen bridge because it does have the wooden look to it, which I think goes well with the trees. But in my case, my theme also consists of kind of forest as well as a village core. So I'm gonna go with the red Zen bridge. I'm also planning to use the same one everywhere. I know that you could actually mix and match the bridges, but in this case I just want to keep the same one everywhere. Maybe in the future, if we do feel like red does not suit the area, I think we can definitely go ahead and switch it out. Right here is where I'm going to be building the bridge. In this case, since the riverbed is not that good, I guess that's the reason why it's not letting me have a bridge right here. I guess I still have to terraform a bit more before I can actually build a bridge in this area. Alright, there we go. I'm almost done. I did actually terraform the other side of this river bridge, or just level it out a bit more, and that's what I'm doing right here as well. There we go. Now that it's in a straight line, I think we can finally go ahead and build a bridge. But of course, in this case, I decided to go to the other side of this one. Let's try this one again and see if it does work. Oh, alright. I guess it's too wide. Alright. I guess I do have to rework on this again. Well, after adjusting the bedrock, or I guess the width of the riverbed, I'm finally able to actually place the bridge, but let me actually check it out. I don't want it so closer to that cliff. Let me try it from here. Alright, I guess I can't. I guess this is the only position I can actually build the bridge in. And let's see how it looks once again. Alright, this is what my bridge is gonna look like. It's near the entrance of my island, and I think once we have the complete terraforming done, I think it will look pretty good. As for the other side of this riverbed, I'm gonna quickly go ahead and make some changes here as well. I don't really need it too wide since I will have trees planted around here, so I'm not too worried about people trying to cross over without using the bridge itself. I might have to change the riverbed of the other side as well. I think this one is too wide. So let me quickly restructure this whole thing right here, and I'll show you guys the end result. Well, here is my end result. This is what my river is gonna look like. I think this is going to be a running theme where I might actually have the bridges or inclines already kept or placed, and then might change the surrounding land. Um, Usually, I don't really have a proper design. I just go out with a rough design and try to kind of implement it on this island. And I think that's what I was trying to do with this river right here as well. Once we have the bridge created, I think it will look super amazing right there. Unfortunately for me, the first time when I talked to Mr. Lloyd right here, I actually did not have enough belts, so I did have to make my way back. And it took me some time to go ahead and get some more belts, but there we go. That is all on the bridge itself. Now that we have completed the donation for the bridge, we'll be able to see it if we time travel to the next day. There's one more thing for me left to do for today before I time travel to the next one, and that is to visit Harvey's Island. As usual, I definitely want to have a new haircut today. Hopefully it is better than this one which I already have. Alright, let's see what happens. There we go, she is on her work. And this was definitely not what I was hoping for, but I think it looks good. So I'm gonna have this haircut for now. For some reason this reminds me of a character from Scooby-Doo, and definitely I look like that character right here. Alright, other than that, let's check out the artwork. I'm not really sure if the art that Red actually displays here is actually gonna be a fake or a real one. So I might have to check this one out in the internet before I buy it. As for today's art, both of them look fake, so I'm not gonna be buying any of them. Now you could definitely buy these if you're planning to place them outside on your island. But in my case, I'm not actually planning on these, so I'll just ignore them for now. Maybe once we have the museum set up, I might be able to place a couple of these statues outside. The next shop I did want to check out was Kicks right here. And as you can see, he always has some really good bags. I really like most of these, so I think I might buy them. The shoes in this case are not that great, other than this embroidery shoe right here, which I think might go well with one of my outfits, so I'm gonna quickly go ahead and buy that. But the bags are really amazing. I'm super happy that I have his shop right here on Harvey's Island, so I'll be able to buy all of these bags. Either way, let me quickly buy all the items I need from here, and we can check out the rest of the shops. Last episode, we did completely fill the money for Sarara's shop. So I guess she's here today. Let's quickly go ahead and talk to her to see what kind of rugs she might actually have. I'm hoping we'll have something really good, especially like the one that's being displayed right there. Hopefully she does have that as an item. Alright, she does sit down on her rugs as well, which is pretty cute. Now that we have her here, let's check out her collection. Not bad. I think I might buy some of these, especially this yellow one. It definitely does go well with one of my rooms, so I might go ahead and place it right there. As for the others, I'll quickly go ahead and buy those as well. The last thing left for me to do is go ahead and donate the bells for this one. This shop is for the storage purpose, and I think this is quite helpful, so I'm quickly gonna go ahead and donate the money. In this case, it seems like almost 6,000 bells have been already donated, so I'm gonna quickly go ahead and donate the rest of them. There we go. So we'll have a new shop right here in the next day. I'm quite happy to go ahead and check it out as well. While making my way out of the shop, it seems like Brewster has another gift for us today. And this time it's coffee beans. Pretty cool. Alright, I guess he has already placed them in our pocket, so we don't really have to worry about it. That's pretty nice. Hopefully we'll be able to get the coffee plant pretty soon as well. Alright, I decided to go ahead and go to the next day, which means we have a new villager coming to our island. In this case, it is Freya. I really wish that Freya had chosen someone else other than Peanut, because I really like Peanut as well. But in this case, since we have Freya in our island, I'm pretty happy about it. Anyway, since it's a new day in this game, let me quickly go ahead and start with the mailbox. This case, we have a present from Flo, which is pretty surprising and pretty nice. We also have the art that I got from Red. If you're wondering about the art, I actually skipped a day in between. So the day you saw, which was the first one in this episode, was actually the day before this one. So that's the reason why there is a difference. Anyway, now that we have this, I'll quickly go ahead and get out all of these items out of the way and just store them in the storage before we move on. I'm actually pretty excited to see the bridge, and here it is. I think this is perfect, especially once we have trees planted right next to it. I think the bridge will look super cool. We also have Ace right here outside. This is pretty nice to see. Ace is one of my favorite villagers on this island other than Flo. So I think if Ace or Flo asks to go out of my island, I'll be pretty sad. I might also decide not to let them go, but let's see how that might happen. Other than that, we also have Midge, who is my third favorite, and her house is coming up as well. But I think the other villages are pretty cool as well. Hopefully I'll be able to get some new villages onto my island. I made my way to the shop. Let's see what we have here today. And it seems like we have a pedestal or a display case in this case. So I think I'll buy this one. As for the other two items, I might already have them, so I might not actually buy those. But this is pretty cool. Maybe I'll be able to display a painting in that pedestal or a display case. We also have this lamp right here, which is pretty cool. Not the real color shade I want it to be in, so I might actually change its color through customization, of course. But for now, I am gonna keep it in the storage. Coming out of the shop, I have decided to go ahead and have another village's house around here. I think the place right here would look pretty cool. The only issue being that I have to decide where I need my inclines to be. After all, in an island, you can only have 10 inclines, so you do have to be careful on where you'll be actually placing them. In this case, I am gonna go ahead and terraform my island first before I start placing the inclines. As for the northern part of my island, as you can see, I have completely cleared it out. There are a couple of cliffs in the northern west side, but this part of the island has been cleared. This is where I want to place my museum, but I do have to terraform a bit more. So I might actually go ahead and do that in this episode. While running around, I did see Scoot with the thought bubble, and as you can see, he definitely wants to leave my island. I'm actually surprised that Scoot wants to leave my island because he's one of my newer villagers. Pretty weird, but I think I'll let him go since he definitely wants to leave. It will definitely be interesting to see whom will actually get next. As usual, I have been making my trip to Able Sisters to check out the clothing items they have, as well as talk to Sable on a daily basis. After donating the fossil as well as getting a cup of coffee, I made my way to Resident Services building. Usually I do check the recycling box, but it seems like we don't really have too many items these days. And checking out Nook Stop, hopefully we'll have a item that we can actually buy, or at least the music that I really want to hear. Unfortunately, it seems like I'm getting every other music CD other than this one, which is pretty sad. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to find KK Bubblegum over there. Checking out the Nook Miles, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the fence DIY. In this case, we have the vertical board recipe right here. I forgot to read this bubble right here, which means I'm getting a recipe which I already have, which is pretty waste of my Nook Miles. Alright, I guess I could check out the other options. We do have the bamboo recipe, which I am not too interested in right now. And the same goes for the other options as well. Once I sat down to talk to Tom Nook, I decided to go ahead and have a ceremony for our bridge. Now, this is the first time we're having this ceremony for our bridge. In case in the future, if we have more bridges that we do construct, I'm not going to be going ahead and having the ceremony for them, since it's going to be the same thing. But of course, at least we'll get to see all of my villages at once right here. So here are all of them, and most of them are kind of hidden, especially Flo. Either way, I think it's still very nice. I really wish my character was actually standing on the bridge. As for the other characters, come a bit forward. You can barely actually see Scout, who is at the end. Unfortunately, Freya is not here. I guess it's because she is still getting the house ready. But there we go. That is all on the bridge ceremony. Now that we have it complete, I'll quickly make my way back and we'll go ahead and have another house moved to a new place. Once again, we definitely have to talk to Tom Nook on his construction consultancy counter. Of course, we have to go ahead with the layout change. In this case, instead of going with the island house, I decided to go ahead and move our tailor shop. The main reason to do this is to make it easier for me to kind of clear out the cliff in that part of the island where I'm trying to terraform. And since we do have the cliff already terraformed for the place where we are going to have the shop, I think we have to go ahead and place it. That way we'll at least have the island look like a bit of a home, rather than just having a complete different cliffs and random houses at random places. I think it definitely makes a difference for me. Now that we have talked to I think it's Mabel right there, or maybe it's Sable, I keep forgetting their names. We are gonna go ahead and get our construction kit and place it. As per my initial design, it's gonna be a bit closer to Nook's Cranny. In this case, I'm gonna go ahead and climb up both of these cliffs and have the shop on top of this cliff right here. Let me see if this looks pretty cool when I place the moving kit right here. It's at the edge, but I definitely want to see how it looks. Now once we have trees planted around here, I think it will cover the Nook's Cranny. But as far as my idea goes, I still want a glimpse of Nook's Cranny when you stand on top of the cliff where Able Sisters is. Hopefully I'll be able to achieve that. Either way, I think this is the spot for it, but before we do move it over there, I want to check out how it looks if I do keep it a bit more forward. I'm not too picky with the place as long as I'm able to plant a couple of trees around here. In this case, I think this spot looks super amazing and I'm gonna have Able Sisters right here. This way I can plant trees on both sides of this shop, as well as have enough space to plant a couple of shrubs around it. The last thing to do before I end out this episode was to go ahead and visit Harvey's Island again. After all, we still have a couple different shops left to actually get here, so I'm quickly going to try and complete that. As usual, I went with a new hairstyle from Harriet right here. Hopefully this one's better than the last one. And it is not what I was hoping for. Definitely not something I want to have on my character right here. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and change it back. I feel like the hairstyles are getting worse by the day, but hopefully we'll get some good ones in the future. After the disastrous haircut, I made my way to the new shop. We are being introduced to another new character, Tortimer, and he is gonna be in charge of the storage access for us. So I guess we don't really have to carry out all of our items to Harvey's Island if we want to get it customized. You can definitely go ahead and just come here empty-handed, get all the items from the storage and try to customize them that way. Let's quickly go ahead and talk to him to see what kind of options he has. Right? I think Tortimer was present in the older games, but it's really nice to see him come back over here. Alright, let's quickly talk to him once more. And it seems like we can either put some items into the storage or get some items from the storage, which is pretty nice. I think the shop will be very helpful once we make our way and get our new shop, which I think I still have to donate. Thankfully, I do have enough bells to go ahead and donate for this one. So let's quickly go ahead and have the shop ready for the next episode. I guess definitely there are a couple more donations done right here. I'm not really sure if the donation was done by Harvey himself or if it was one of our villagers back from the island. Either way, we'll have another new shop opening up soon. I did go ahead and make my way back to my island, and as you can see, I made some changes right next to Ken's house. There is another new cliff, but I think I still have to fill it up and have another new layer on top of it. That way we'll be able to place the museum as well as another villager's house over there. Now the design for that cliff is definitely not complete. I will be making a bit more changes onto it since I do want to have a river flow through between the two cliffs. It might be a bit trickier, but I still think I'm able to fit the river in between them. So I'll be making some changes, but this is just the starting boundary of that smaller cliff. Anyway, I think I'll be able to complete it within the next episode, so I might work on it offline. So thank you all for watching this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.